All right, and we're back, and today is going to be a special day. If you are here and you are listening to the sound of my voice, my name is Coach Tina J, and I am owner and founder of GTTC Innovations, where we host Get to the Core, which is a podcast where we educate, empower, and educate. Each one should teach one here. And our famous slogan is stay focused. If you know, you know. It's been a while. I'm so sorry that it has been so long. I'm so happy to see your shining faces here today. Stay tuned, because the more you tap in with me, and we're just staying in, the more you tap in, the more you'll see what's really happening. We welcome you, welcome. Hello.
Hi, darling.
How are you doing, darling?
We're pushing through.
It is.
We are pushing through. How are you?
I'm well. I'm so excited to be able to finally be able to be online. Hello.
I believe you can save this too, right?
And can. So.
Alrighty. I'm gonna let you get it started for us.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let you know my name is Coach Tina J. We are here getting to the core. As you know, this is our podcast. And this is our very first interview here. And I have my first guest, Miss Onyx Flamer. How are you doing?
I'm feeling better and better by the minute. This coming from Thailand, Southeast Asia, all the way back to the US is like pow, pow, pow. But I'm staying up. I'm staying up. I think my immune system is getting like reused to being here. I don't know what that is.
But you know what? You are staying up and you are staying positive and staying focused, and we salute you for that. Yes, ma'am. So I want to talk to you, just to ask you a couple questions, if you don't mind, for this beautiful interview.
Come on, load me up.
We are getting to the core, and I am coming in and bringing in awareness to my people who's following me, seeing what's really happening here. And we want to let people know that you can get on the money making side of things, and there's benefits in doing that. Yeah. Can you break down some of the benefits of how we can get on the money making side of what we actually do here?
Oh my God. So I think this is a really good question to kind of start the conversation. For those who do not know, we are amazing bosses, but one industry that allows us to fluently get paid to do what we love and be who we are is the world of travel. So I am so grateful, just as you are, to be able to have those credentials now to be not on the consumer side of travel, but the merchant and the wholesale side of travel, where it gets good over here. That's what I like to say. It gets good over here, right? And so because I had this amazing opportunity, my dream of living abroad was something that I did not think was going to come nowhere near, soon. Right. And I mean, we know the power of God, but at the end of the day, the things that went into making sure that dream became a success was our very own business, our vehicle, our travel business. We're not just travel agents, we're travel brokers, travel specialists. So, I mean, oh my God, that's a whole can of worms that we can jump into.
And I'm telling you, and it's tea.
Yes.
We definitely want to get on the surface and have some stay tunes for later. Meanwhile, as far as you said earlier about you moving from US to Thailand, with this money making opportunity here that we are presenting here today.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to do that for someone who might be interested or might be seriously it can't happen. It's such a
to move to Thailand?
To make the decision to move to Thailand.
Well, first off, I mean, the top reason why people don't think that they can live abroad is because they don't see how they can make money while doing it. And so that's one of the average person's biggest insecurity when it comes to them thinking about wanting to move to another state, move to another country, move in general, right? Is, okay, how am I going to make my income from there? And so once I got a hold onto a business that I was able to work remotely 100%, I didn't have to dump thousands into it to make money, see a coin, see an investment. And then on the other side of that, be able to now, like, I kind of got to a point where it was like, well, if I'm making the money here online, then that means that I can make the money online somewhere else where my money will stretch further. And so that was kind of where my search started, was figuring out, okay, I know I want to live abroad, but where do I want to live now? And I want my resources of what I have here to take me further somewhere else. And so I just kind of did a little process of elimination, and Thailand was just a 10 out of 10. And I kind of didn't do too much thinking about it. I did a lot of research. I kind of, visualized myself being there. And straight from that, it was like, I had like this whole come to Jesus moment with all my friends, like in my family, like, y'all, I'm doing this. I'm jumping off the porch, and there's no way to better represent your product than to be immersed into it. So if I'm going to sell travel and help other people own their own travel agencies, just like you as well, why would I not take the risk of using my own product to do exactly what I wanted to do anyways, right? And so I just saw it as a really good vehicle to kind of knock out both things at once, pay me and to allow me to be able to go and do it.
Correct. I definitely agree. And that was beautiful as far as like the decision to actually do it, because you put it in motion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to keep it in their head and say, hey, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But don't put the action in order to get to it. So it's like, you putting the action to get to it is inspiring for someone who's like, oh my gosh, I just can't do it. Because at this point, that's why we're having this conversation. I just feel like there needs to be awareness out there that this is an actual vehicle that you can gain a key from. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of key, can you give us like just a little preview of how much weight this key actually has? Like,
oh my God, I feel like these are all loaded questions. So, I mean, what is the depth of the key is not being behind somebody's job when you don't want to clock in, not having to get up early and be uncomfortable out in the cold now and having to preheat your car to go to work. I mean, every single reason as to why we are tied down to certain obligations, like a job title, no matter how great they are. It doesn't matter if you're a lawyer, you still got to go back into that place. It doesn't matter if you are a doctor, you still got to go back into what's the name. And matter of fact, God forbid, it's another, what's it called? Pandemic. Now you on the front line, you can't even be with your family. So I just feel like really the volume of the key that we have is a lot of people. I have somebody that I introduced to the opportunity, and he is working at McDonald's. Personality is out of this world though. And I'm like, he's like, oh, I think this is something that's a little scammy. And I'm like, you're working at McDonald's. That is the ultimate scam. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't get no scammier than that. Like, you're literally working at a place that shouldn't even be open to us. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just like, thank you. And so I'm just kind of like, we as a community, we're just so mentally oppressed, as I feel like, chosenly though. I feel like now it's a lot of things that's not chosen. I'm not saying we chose to just be in this position that we're in, but I do believe that we choose to stay in the position that we're in. You always have the option to grow. You always have the option or the opportunities to see more and have access to more things. But the more that we are fearing what we are scared of is the more that you just stay stuck in that same position. So, I mean, that's loaded. Really, what doesn't this key give us, honestly?
I mean, it's so many different personalities to the point to where it has to be opened up, because our millennials need to know that, baby, we're making money and we're still making money. Yeah. Our baby boomers need to know that you can do this as well.
Yes.
Generational X team that's right up the Generational X team who works in a work and balanced life also needs to know that this is a way. You know what I'm saying? This is one of those things that's just not pinpointed. And you caught my attention when you said something about how people love to predict this thing as a scam. Can we give the definition of what that scam word is here? Because, like,
really, if you really want to be technical, when you hear pyramid scheme, for one, if you ask them what does that mean, they're typically gonna probably tell you something along the lines of like, oh, that's when you don't make no money, you invest and you don't make no money unless the people at the top. And I always ask people, well, first of all, let me correct that. A pyramid scheme is when you put money into something you have no visual or clear distinction or product or service on how you're going to get it back. For example, like the Cash App schemes, those are pyramid schemes. You had no idea when you gave them $500 or $50 how you was going to get the $500. You didn't know when you was going to get it. You just heard that you was going to get it and you had to wait till it was your turn. That's not what it is over here, right? And so I feel like when it comes to people saying that, it shows a level of just not having the knowledge of it. And that's what I always say, but you have to choose to be open. Like I've always been that rebel that if people are all saying like, oh, it's horrible, I'm not going to just jump myself into it. But I may take a look over and say, oh, let me see why they saying that. And so when you do that, you start realizing a lot of the things that's actually really good for us is the shit they want us to fear.
That's right.
So I believe that that's a mentality, and you have to be ready to be open and to even say, even if I don't want nothing to do with this, I at least want to know the truth for myself.
That's right. Because it's a thing to be, it's a thing to not try something, and it's another thing to open up your horizons to something else or be exposed to something else. You know what I'm saying? But it's all a journey. It's all a process that has to be trusted. You know what I'm saying? And you have to start somewhere. You got people doing it, and you got people doing it. But you got some people who's like, I can't do it. But what's that can't when it can turn into a can? You wish you would, you should. We're not playing what shoulda, coulda, woulda here. You know what I'm saying? This is real life facts. You're a real life person. I'm a real life person too. You know what I'm saying? We just become passionate into the knowledge that we find out. And I admire that, because I've always been a person who seeks knowledge. If anybody doesn't know, I love to seek knowledge. I feel like knowledge is power. That's 100%. You know what I'm saying? That's why I go the way I go, and I do the things I do, and I stay grinding in what I do, because I see the benefits of it. Just like how my girl Onyx here, she sees the benefits of things. And now it's one thing to see it, but it's another thing for you to see it for yourself. Honest, can we talk about that for a moment? To be able to see it, but so you can see it for yourself, but you have to be able to see it for yourself.
Yeah. A lot of times we want more things from people than what they are ready to learn or to be able to obtain. That's just like if you try to teach a 1-year-old division, their brains are probably not going to be able to obtain the full length of that. You get what I'm saying? And so it's like you kind of have to remember that when you're talking to people, you're also talking to their insecurities. So when people don't see it for themselves, when they don't show up for themselves, I always say at this point, I'm not going harder than you for you, period. Because if you're complaining about where you're at and you're not doing the things to do to get out of the situation, I don't want to hear, I feel like that's where it gets to, okay, they gotta want it more. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, honestly, if you don't have, and that goes down to self-love. Mm-hmm. That goes down. Like, I am obsessed with my growth. Like, I am obsessed with being a better me next week. Like, I find gratitude and joy in not even being who I was last week. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's where I feel like we should get to. I do think that religion and a lot of other things play a factor of it. But that's a whole shebang for a chicken wing.
That's another conversation to hold for another day. You hear me? Y'all stay tuned for another episode. We might bring up that topic. You know what I'm saying? But today is getting to the core of knowing that people pass over opportunities repeatedly.
Poor. P-O-O-R.
To know that it really can happen.
Oh, it do. All day. All day.
And it's like the more that you get to it, the more that you analyze the situation. Don't judge the situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who need to hear this, but don't judge the situation before it happened. That's like judging a book before it even happens. Let's judging the book before it cover. Let's judging the cover before you read the book. You know? And something like that you just shouldn't do. But I just find so many people just like, oh, you doing too much. Oh, you got a lot going on. No. We're getting to
not doing too much, or are you not doing enough?
That part, you know what I'm saying? So it's like finding those like-minded people who have an ability and a hustle and a drive. No, if the slogan is teamwork makes the dream work, then what you think a team consists of? You know, it's okay to do things, but it's not okay to not try something and judge it.
Right.
You know? It's not okay to say that thing over there is a scam and you haven't even experienced what the scam is.
Or you don't even realize that you live one. You've been taught one since grade school.
So it's just so many different personality traits with it. And I just want to set the story straight. We're getting to the core. And we're starting fresh with this being the very first episode. You hear me? To know that we're here to educate, empower, and enhance your point of view here. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're getting to the core of these misconstrued situations, because we have been enlightened and we want to share that knowledge with you. And that's why I had to bring my girl Onyx. I'm so happy to y'all. We've been trying to get this thing up and going for the last.
No, it's the busy gals.
It's the consistency for me. I said every week. I said, you know what? We're gonna do this. You know what? We're gonna do this today. You know what, Onyx? Today's the day. We're doing this. I ain't scared. I live in my authenticity.
As you should. As you should not be. And you did not harass me. You were very understanding. A girl has been going and going and going. And sometimes you just need that little second to slow down.
You know?
Slow down real quick. No, but I'm super grateful that you even have wanted to even have an amazing chat. You're a glow, you're a light, and it's time for people to be kind of more inspired and educated by you in the ways that I am. I know for sure. And so I feel like this is so perfect. And the core, you can't get to no success without getting to the core. So double taps on that.
Yes. But yes. I'm so happy that we was able to have this chat. I'm not gonna hold you too long. I just really wanted to give the people a little snippet of what's really happening here. How do you get to the money making side of things? Because that's the wondering question. How do you get the money making side of things?
Be yourself, be authentic, have a brand story. Be yourself, be authentic, and have a brand story, and build good relationships. And I think that's the part of the thing that people are scared of. They're scared of relationships. When it doesn't matter what business you have, you can't have a business, a successful, full functioning business without relationships with people. So, you know, if you're going to do it anyways, why not make a coin from it being through you? That's how I see it. I get paid for being me. I teach our team how to get paid for being us, how to get paid for our recommendations, the things that being a leader, the things that people were like, oh, you want a cookie for it over here? We give you cookies for it. You're going to get a check and a cookie. You get a check and a cookie.
And she not lying, because I'm over there a part of the family too.
Okay.
But that's the same kind of energy that I also give to my tribe. Anybody who enlists with me, anybody who like says, I trust you, coach. And I'm like, I'm going to guide us in the right direction, because I don't see failure. I don't see failure, and I don't see me giving up. All I see is me getting better and progressing. Just like this first episode of us getting to the core.
Yes.
First episode live. You heard it from the girl yourself, Coach Tina J. And Onyx, I just want to say thank you one last time for being my first guest host for this special occasion.
I will be making a comeback.
Yay! Y'all heard it yourself. Y'all heard it yourself. Y'all heard it yourself. Y'all gonna have Onyx come back. Stay tuned for the topic. Stay tuned for the topic. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and cut this short. It's been an honor. Until next time, it's your girl, Coach Tina J. We have gotten to the court and we are out. Stay focused.
Love you, love.
Long time.